Hi there, my name's Simon Wilson. I'm a Key Account Manager for MPowered Mortgages. And today I'm going to guide you through how to do an AIP with MPowered. So once you've logged into the system, you'll see a Start AIP button at the top right hand side. Click on this and it will take you into our product screen. You'll have lots of different options here to filter down to the correct product for your client, whether it be a fixed, tracker, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, etc. And you can even sort by LTV. So I'm going to do a 2-year fixed at 60% LTV, scroll down to the product that I want, click on more information to show the additional detail about the product, and then you'll see the Apply Now button. Click on this to take you into the AIP. You'll then see our declaration to ensure that your customer meets our standard policy requirements and that you have permission to act on their behalf. So just click on Confirm and then declare that I have permission. Before going in further, just tell you a little bit about the screens that we're looking at now. So first thing you'll notice is that there's no next button to take you to the next section. That's because you can click on any part of the AIP whenever you like. This is to ensure that if you don't have an answer to one of our questions, you can go back to your client in one go, moving on to the next section, collating all the questions that you need to answer, and therefore not going backwards and forwards. The next thing you'll see is lots of option buttons. This means that we are not collecting information just for the sake of it. So no more inputting 0 and not applicable in lots of different boxes, making it a lot quicker and easier to use. So the scenario that I'm going to do today is a standard like-for-like remortgage. However, just to show you the purchase sections, you can then declare the different types of deposit and break down the amounts accordingly below. On this occasion, I'm going to do a remortgage, as I said. And then we're going to say no to capital raising. But just to demonstrate, if you did have capital raising, you can select all the different reasons and break down the amounts as per the deposit section as well. So we're doing a remortgage for £79,000 with a property value of £400,000 and a term of 7 years. Loan section complete. Now let's move on to the applicant section. So we're now going to complete it for our applicant, Mr. John Hook. And as mentioned before, lots of option buttons to ensure that we collect the right information. So if they have a middle name, if they've ever changed their name, and then we're going to do the date of birth. 26th of the 2nd, 1968. Retirement age of 70. And no to them being a vulnerable applicant. We then need to select the nationality for the applicant, which we're going to put down as British, and then the marital status as single. You then need to declare if they have any dependents, and on this occasion we're going to say no. However, if they did have any dependents, you would then need to declare the ages as per the next section. We'll then select that the applicant is not a first-time buyer, and then we need to put in the applicant's current address. So first thing you need to do is input the postcode and hit the magnifying glass, and then it will show you all the different options under that postcode. 2015. We need a minimum of 3 years address history, and because we've already inputted that, we don't need this next section. So if you accidentally go to input another one, you can delete that here accordingly. We're going to put the occupancy status as owner without mortgage, and then that's the applicant section completed. If you did need to input a second applicant, you can do so just by pressing the button here, and it will produce all the same questions again for you. Moving on to the affordability section. And I mentioned before there's no next button, but on this page there is, because there are some subsections to complete. To make sure that they're completed, we put that next button in for you. So first of all, we're going to do the income. You have lots of different options here, whether you're a sole trader, partnership, limited company director, but on this occasion, we will do a PAYE employed. The job sector we're going to do is healthcare and social. We'll put the start date as the 1st, 2015. Job title, doctor, and working for the NHS. We're going to put a basic salary of 100,000. And then you'll see lots of questions regarding to whether they have any interest in the property, in the business, excuse me, and then whether they're self-employed or not. In addition to that, you will have options to input any variable incomes like bonus, overtime, and commission. When you select yes, you'll get additional boxes and you can input the amounts and select the frequency of which it is paid to ensure the affordability is calculated correctly. Any allowances, any forecasts to change, any second jobs, and any other incomes. For example, things like maintenance, pension, etc. We're now going to click on the next button to take us to the next subsection. And you need to select where the security address is in the country. This is to ensure that we're applying the right ONS data in the background to the affordability model. You then can declare if they have any properties in the background, whether they're buy-to-let or second residentials. And you can do so here. Now, this is my favorite part of the AIP, which is new. And this is the credit commitments. So the unsecured credit commitments. Instead of you having to input each individual credit commitment, we will display the information that is on the applicant's Experian credit file. So all you need to do is declare whether that credit commitment is ongoing or not. So you click on confirm, select where it's ongoing, paid off with own funds, or consolidated within this mortgage. We're going to select ongoing and confirm again, and then ongoing for the next one, and we're all done. If there are any credit commitments that aren't showing, you can manually input them by pressing here. You then need to click this declaration to ensure that the list is correct. And then we're on to the student loan section. Now, you don't actually have to input any figures on the student loan. You just need to select which plan they're on. And if you're unsure which plan they're on, just click on the question mark and it will break down all the different plans so you can explain it to your client and get the correct information. On this occasion, we're going to say none. And the same goes for our whole system. If you see any question marks in grey, if you click on them, it will give you additional information about that section to help you through it. We're then going to move on to the last section of the affordability, which is the expenditure. Now, I mentioned we use an ONS model in the background, but there are some elements of expenditure that we need to know about which we can't assume. So things like maintenance payments, service charge and ground rent, council tax, school fees and childcare, and any other essential expenditure. So we're going to say 0 to maintenance. Our property is going to be a house, so there's no service and charge and ground rent. Council tax, £150. And we put 0 dependents in, so it's 0 on the school fees and childcare. Other essential expenditure is anything the applicant pays for on a monthly basis that they're not willing to stop. So I'm going to put in £100, for example, here. We're now going to click on the Get AIP Now. And as you can see, any notifications or updates or information that's needed is going to be on the right-hand side here underneath the notifications. And as you can see, it's just checking the credit information and affordability. Even though that's doing that in the background, I can actually still continue on to the next section. And as you can see, the product section isn't fully complete. So I'm going to click on the product section and look to see what isn't complete. And there's one question to be done, which is the fees going to be added to the loan, which we're going to select yes. Now, the system is thinking about the affordability, etc. And if it's ever doing this for too long, just hit the refresh button and then it will refresh the system and give you the decision straight away. There you go. So as you can see on the right hand side, we've now got our notifications. So we've got our AIP all completed and approved. You've got your agreement in principle certificate, which you can download straight away to pass on to the estate agent. And you've also got options to complete the AIP, the rest of the application now or later. On this occasion, we're going to leave it for later. Thank you very much for watching. All the best.